Hey, what's up, everyone? Here we are again at the welcome screen for the Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. I'm making another video because the last video I made, I'm not too sure if I was able to explain myself on the issues that I was seeing over here. All right, we're going to be talking about a couple of things here. So first things first, we're going to go into the options over here. I want to show a couple of things. So we got the general, and let's go into data. So this is what I've been having an issue with, photogrammetry. All right, when this is on, let's say like right now you're going to see that we're going to be starting off at Linden Airport, right across from the parking for the aircraft. You'll see, I guess it's some type of warehouse or something like that. There are a couple of what do you call it? ShopRite trailers. All right, and they're just very deformed. Okay, and as I explained before, I understand that that's just the way the software builds it, but I would think they would do something a little bit better, especially being so close to the runway and something that you're obviously going to see right in front of your face. Um, During some forums, I explained the issue that I was having, and somebody actually answered my question and told me to turn this off, uh, and that things would look better, you know. And I did, and basically what it turned it into was kind of like something like an Orbix, where a generic Orbix type of thing. And not saying that it's bad, but obviously I would like to see what this simulator has to offer compared to generic, things like that. So right now what we're going to do is we are going to just leave all this alone here. One of the other things that I did do was I created some manual caches of the areas that I wanted to fly in. So we come in here, and let's see. Let's go. We'll go to Linden Airport. Actually, let's do it this way. This is my Linden. It's gonna just take some time to go in. Now, when I first started doing this, I thought, hey, well, maybe this was the issue as to why I was getting these weird melted kind of buildings, and it just look. I mean, the trees look like they're melted into each other. It's like if I had a model of a town and I just lit it on fire. That's kind of what I'm seeing here. And the thing is that I watch a lot of videos and I don't see any of these things on anyone else's video. I'm not sure if they're changing things around or if they're just not having this issue. I've looked for hours just watching anything that I could find on Microsoft Flight Simulator, and I have not seen anybody or anyone explaining the issues on what's causing, this. I call it the melted lava look. Anyway, let's get back into here. We'll just make, we're not even going to make a flight plan. We're going to come in here. We'll go to, I just use this because it's a such small airport. We'll come over here, set departure. Everything else is the same. All right, and then we're going to hit fly. Now, what you'll see is as soon as we start up, right across from me is, like I said, a warehouse with these ShopRite trailers or something that it looks like somebody just took some rock, threw it over there, and spray painted on it. You know, obviously, I'm sure from a faraway distance it looked kind of normal, but not when you're about 100 feet from it. Let's just wait for this to start. We're gonna do a couple of things here. We're gonna fly straight to New York so that you can see. Now, I don't know if there's a rendering issue. I'm running a 2080 Ti with 32 gigs of RAM, an i7 8700K processor, overclocked to 4.8, water cooled, no issues. I get about, I'm saying anywhere from 60 to 80 frames per second on X-Plane. Over here, I get about 50, 60, so on and so on, depending on where I'm at. So, and it looks like my graphics card might be the one that's bottlenecking, but it still gives me my 60 frames per second. So actually, let me turn this on over here. Here. We'll do that. And that way you guys can see here. Maybe we'll change the color over here. Get out of here. Let's see, settings. Nope, that's not it. Right there. We'll change it to red so it's a little easier. Actually, you know what? There we go. A little bit easier. Okay, so let's get inside. And let's, oh, first we're going to turn on the controller. Hopefully it's not going to crash. I've noticed that if I don't turn my Xbox controller on before the sim starts, it usually crashes. Sorry about that. Someone always decides to call when you're doing something. So, it looks like the Xbox controller did turn on without any issues. So let's go on the outside view over here. And we will come up. Actually, let's speed this up. Let's see here. Go into camera view, and we're gonna speed the drone up. Okay. Ooh, I think that might be a little too fast here. Let's come back over here. We'll do about 74, 75. Now, this is what I'm talking about. Now, I can understand if we were, 3,000 feet in the air, so on and so on. But I mean, obviously, we're right here. You know what I mean? And it's just a little strange. You could see all this. Now they're saying that this is the photogrammetry software that's doing this. And that's fine. Look, if this is default, this is how it is. This is how it's working right now. I don't have an issue with this. Okay, that's fine. What I do have an issue with is when I go towards New York. Okay. Now we're just gonna take this out there. Let me come up a little more. All right. I'm gonna show you some things here. Now, check this out over here. Let's see, any issues? I'm not too sure what this is, to be honest, because it's unrecognizable. I don't know what that's supposed to be. All right, but even with that, let's just say we're flying around here. And needless to say that when we're in an aircraft, we're going to be flying a little bit slower. But even though it's a little slower, I think, okay, well, maybe I'm getting over to the city or something a little too fast, and I'm not allowing the software to render or the stream to download or something like that. But it doesn't matter what aircraft I'm in. I can be in a Cessna doing 100 knots, and it's still the same thing. Okay. I've also, this right now is set to high end. Okay, all I did was change the default to high end. I made no other changes to the settings. I didn't manipulate anything. Everything is exactly the way it is if you just put it on high end. I've tried it on high end. I've tried it on ultra. I tried it on medium, and I tried it on low, and nothing seems to change it. Okay, I don't know what this is here. But that doesn't even bother me. It's when I start to get to New York. Okay. You collided with an object. Okay. All right, everyone. So I have absolutely no clue what that was about. I don't know if there's a limitation on the camera. If you go too far away from the aircraft, it's kind of like an invisible wall or something. But I guess we'll just come in here and fly over there. So let's just take off, go down to New York. One thing I still haven't done is set up some buttons here on my throttle and everything. Set up the trim. And let's see, a little too high. We're just going to fly around 2,000 feet and head on over to New York City. So now we can get an actual, view and distance and speed, instead of saying, hey, well, you used the camera and you're able to get over there quickly, much faster than you can with an aircraft, and that's the reason why you didn't give the, either your PC or the download time to download, or anything. So we'll just take that right out of the equation, and we're gonna come over here and fly out to New York. Just take a couple of more over here, 2,000 feet. Let's try to go up a little faster. There you go. And as I said before, these things look fine from up here, and I understand that. But when you're literally right on the runway and you see things like that, it's just I don't know. And like I said, I can overlook that. That's whatever. It's just like when you go into these major areas over here that are being, either streamed in or whatever, I kid you not, it looks like a city that was just out of the movie, what did I say before, with Will Smith, I Am Legend. I absolutely kid you not, that the buildings look decrepit, overgrown with like, grass and trees. I literally was expecting to see animals running around the street. That's how much this thing looks really bad. So get up there, we'll go straight through. Yeah, hitting 2,000 feet now, and you'll start seeing it. The buildings look sharp, like funnels or pins or something like that. And I mean, obviously, like I said before, I'm running a 2080 Ti. GPU's at 88%, CPU's at 59%, so I'm going to say that maybe the GPU is the bottleneck. Now, I did run the developer mode, and I'm not sure if we can actually do that now. You know what? Let's see. Hopefully it doesn't crash anything. Let's try that out. With escape, general, go down to the developer, hit on, go back. Oh, go back, save, resume, and there we go. Now, limited by the main thread. I'm not too sure exactly what that is, but let's look outside here. Some of these look really good. It's when we get around this area over here, so let's come over. Now, coming from X-Plane, I downloaded this city, okay? And from here, the city is pristine. It's super sharp, and I understand, hey, that's already hand-drawn, it's already in there, it's loaded, that's fine and dandy. But at this distance, this should have given it enough time to render. This should already be rendered, low-flying aircraft, not flying super fast, 126 knots? That's it, 2,000 feet. Stuff looks okay. I don't know what's going on with these buildings here. And as I said before, I've seen many videos, and I don't see any of these things in these videos. I'm not sure if they're just editing that out or just showing the good parts, which is understandable. But, as a customer who bought this too, I'm like, whoa, what's going on here? Now, look, I'm zooming in a little bit. You can see the buildings. They're not buildings, right? They're just shapes. And I'm this close already. I'm already this close. It's not like I'm zooming in from 30,000 feet, expecting, oh, why isn't this completely, sharp and the image is completely, perfect and pristine. No, look at the distance I'm at. You know what I mean? Where if I just zoom in a little bit, look at these buildings. Yeah, they're coming in now, but you're gonna tell me that I literally have to be on top of them before they render correctly? I'm gonna come a little closer. Now I'm going to take it that like the Statue of Liberty and maybe Ellis Island and things like that, those were probably drawn. I'm not too sure because they don't seem to have an issue with this. They're always perfect. And as I said before, this area, this whole city, I got the whole city from everywhere, from the very beginning to the end. And I downloaded everything with the high detail. Now look, completely blurry images, no detail. Look at the city. We're literally on top of the city and it still hasn't rendered. Now is when it starts to actually render. You'll start seeing shapes coming in and so on and so on. It looks like these buildings haven't been cleaned in about 100 years. But look at this. How much closer do I need to get before this thing renders? Look at the building. Look at the buildings over here. This is not what I saw in all of the videos. Look at this. This reminds me of artwork. Now it doesn't even matter if I set everything to ultra or high end or medium. It does the same thing. It absolutely does the same thing. So that's, that's an issue that I don't know what's going on. Now what we're going to do is, hopefully we can do it while it's there. We're going to turn off that option over there. So let's go ahead and do that right now. So we'll hit escape. We'll go to general. We'll go into, is it data? Yeah. Photogrammetry. We're going to turn that off. Hit save. It'll take a second or two. All right, here we go. We'll go back and we'll resume. And there you go. So this is the, I guess, generic, what the hell is, oh, these are the generic default that I guess they put in. A little cartoonish, but you know what? I don't have anything looking like it's 1,000 years old. No real popping. Nothing looks like it's melting. Let's see here. Let's go and turn it around. The buildings still look like buildings. They're there's a great selection. There's an absolute great selection, even compared to the X-Plane and stuff like that. The buildings are just very generic and they all look the same. This looks really good. I like this. I wish it wasn't as kind of cartoonish. I don't know if it's because of the contrast in the buildings. But, I mean, look at this. This is all different buildings. We're going to come over here to New York now, to the tip. I mean, look at the bridge. Even the bridge. That looks great. Now, one thing that I don't know is if this is like this because I've already downloaded this area. What I would need to see is if, to take this out and then make the flight again and see what would happen or what would it look like. Is it just going to download the same image, just longer? So that's another test that I would need to do. But this looks good. This looks really good. I know they have a patch coming out, I think on the 27th of August, and I'm not too sure what exactly that's going to fix. Another issue that I have over here is, oh my lord, the ATC. I I took a flight, and I'm getting close to the airport, and I'm waiting for it to give me an approach. Then it gives me something like, I don't know, 34, runway 34. I set that in, and I'm waiting for them to give me the rest of the instructions, and it just says something something approach, stay at your altitude and your speed, or you stay at your altitude and your waypoint, whatever the case. And I did, and I'm like, I'm getting pretty close to the airport. I'm still about 2,000 feet in the air. What's going on here? And it literally just never came back. It never came back. But I'm not judging the I'm not gonna judge the ATC too much, because I don't know any simulator, and I've been flying flight simulators since '98, since Microsoft '98 or Simulator '98, and I've never seen any ATC that was good. What I actually use in X-Plane is Pilot to ATC. I mean, that software is awesome. I've had my issues with it in the past, but that's all been worked out. I've tried a lot of outside software for ATC, and that's the one that I stuck with, and it just keeps getting better and better. The developer Dave, he answers your questions. You have any issues, you let him know, he fixes it, gives you an answer. And I really, really, really like the software. On top of the fact that I purchased some voices, and that made it even better. I even use the same voices in here. But my thing is that I know it's got some time. It's going to get better. Obviously, we all know that third-party developers are going to fix this. They are absolutely going to fix this, and they're going to make it really good. How long it's going to take, I don't know. Look at FSX and all those other ones. They've been out for God knows how many years, and there's a lot of good software for it, but they still have issues with certain things on there. But honestly, this is what the issue I was talking about. I can't use really the main focus of this simulator, which is the photorealistic areas being in the correct places and things like that, because it just doesn't look right. And no matter what I set it to, it doesn't change. This is the only thing that I can do to get this to look good. I mean, this looks good, and I'm probably gonna fly it like this until they get a fix or whatever they're gonna do on their end. But my main concern was, out of the God knows how many videos I watched on Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, I have yet to see a video like this. I have yet to see a video like this showing the issues that are happening. Now, you might have one or two videos there showing a little bit here, or maybe a quick mention, but nothing to the extent that I'm trying to show here, because I haven't seen it. And I'm not sure if I'm the only. Hey, you know what? I might be the only one having an issue. Maybe there's something wrong on my end over here, or my connection. I have I think it's about a 250 megabit per second download speed on my, on my internet. So I know it's not that. When I downloaded this, the whole sim, it wasn't that long. I know people had issues, and I did in the beginning to work those out, but I didn't wait the ridiculous amount of hours to download this. So I know it's not that. I don't know if they're having issues on their server end. I do know I didn't see this during the alpha, but that can be because there weren't that many people on the alpha as there are right now. I don't know if it's a struggle on their servers or whatever the case, or an issue with their rendering. I don't know. But if anybody else has this issue too, please let me know, because there weren't a lot of people that answered me back when I showed this, except for one or two people, and the one person who actually told me about turning that setting off to get this. Thank you so much, because it's going to be a lot better, at least eye candy wise, to fly these areas now. But anyway, that's my little rant. And if you have any questions, just write them down in the comments. Give a like if you want, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks.